In this tutorial, I'd like to introduce you to an option for web design that you may not be aware of. It's called Microsoft Expression Web. I began using it quite a while ago when it was on version 1. They modified the program over the years and got to version 4, trying to compete with Adobe. But then Microsoft abandoned the project completely and took version 4, the last version, and made it free. It's a what you see is what you get designer. So you can actually design your website like you were designing a Word document or a publisher document. On the screen you see the web address of where to get Microsoft Expression Web version 4 for free. It's no longer supported, but it is very powerful, and for free it does a lot of stuff. I paid a lot more than that for my copies, let me tell you that. So here's the page you go to. It has a download button, details, system requirements, install instructions, and other resources. You'll download about a 98 megabyte file and extract it, and then I'll show you what you'll see next. When Microsoft Expression Web starts, you have your edit window in the center, and then a group of tabs on the left side and the right side. The tabs can be very confounding and very confusing until you realize you really don't need most of them to start a simple web page. And so we're going to ignore most of what's on the screen except for the toolbar at the top and some of the menus. So I'd like to show you how to simply design a simple web page and a few tweaks about it, getting started with Expression Web. I'm going to click on the word, not on the word, I'm going to click on New Document over here and click on the down arrow. It gives me several options, but one of which is HTML. That is your basic document. And there are 3 versions of the document. If you look at the tabs at the bottom of the screen, this is Code View. This is if you want to get into raw HTML editing. The other word is Design View. That's if you want to look at it like it was a publisher document or a Word document. And the third is the Split View. The nice thing about the Split View is that you can change the size of the screen, either more code or less code, or more of your image or less of your image. And as you create down here, if you don't want to learn HTML, which most people don't, what it will do is it will actually show you, if you have it split, how it's creating the code. You don't have to know anything in particular about the document in order to do that. So this is the main windows that you'll be working in. Right now I'm going to ignore most of what's to the right, most of what's to the left. I'm not going to customize it. We'll treat this like we're creating a publisher document or a Word document. And that's the power of this kind of simple editor. So what we're going to do is let's just type, this is my first web page. Now you notice what happens when I do that. If I have both windows open in my split view, I get to see how it's doing this. Web design starts with a paragraph which is controlled by P. To see all the different kinds of default settings, you simply click on the box at the top, which is your style box, and it gives you a P, then headings numbered 1 through 6. An unordered list and an ordered list, and then a few other items which we won't deal with. We'll just cover a couple of basics. So if you want to make a simple web page, you can just go ahead and type, and I'll put a period here. I'll press the Enter key. It will start another paragraph. Okay. Rules for going to the store. And I'll put a colon. Rule number 1 will be take your wallet or credit card. Okay. Rule 2 is buy only what is on the list. Rule 3 will be Don't waste time. Okay, so here I have the raw code and here I have the finished product. But what if, like in Word or Publisher, I want to change things? Well, I can take the cursor and click anywhere in this P area. And then I can go ahead, I can click down here and I can change it. Let's change it to heading number 1. And this is the attributes of the style for heading number 1 in default. We can change all this, but we'll not worry about that right now. And then I'm going to click on the second area here with the P, this whole paragraph, if you will, and we'll change this to heading number 2. The higher the number, usually the smaller the font, although you can override this if you want to. Here's rules for going to the store. Okay, and now I'm going to take number 3. I'm going to click up here on, I've got a 1, 2, and 3 numbering. So if I click there, it gives it a number 1. I'll click down here and click again. It gives number 2 and changes the spacing. Click here and it gives it number 3. Now if I look in my code, I see what it's done. It's changed the format here. This is called an ordered list. OL and /OL are the beginning and the ending of an ordered list. And the list has 3 lines. And it gives me my lines, and it automatically numbers. That's what an ordered list is. I could click here and press enter now, and I would say another one would be don't get a ticket. And so this is a very simple way of beginning to tweak your website. If I want to take the word waste time, I can also highlight it like you could in any other document. And I have bold, italic, or underline. I'll click here, and I made it italic, and it added these character qualities here in HTML. And if I want to take the word don't down here, I can make this bold. And so you have really nice editing capabilities. You can also change color. So if I want rules for going to the store to be in a different color, I'll highlight it with the mouse. Then I'll move to the top, and over the A I have a font color, and I can pick from some standard colors, or I can take my color picker and go anywhere in this particular area. Click on the blue area, the green area, the yellow area, the hot area. Let's pick this color here, and click apply, and now it's changed. And right now it's done all the coding for me up here. If I don't want to worry about what's going on up here, I can just click on the Design tab, and all I see is my design. If I want to work in raw HTML, I'll click on the Code tab, and this will show me all the stuff that it's doing behind the scenes. But I'll leave it in split view for now. But this is a very simple way to begin to look at how powerful Microsoft Expression Web is when you come to use the Web Designer to begin to design your web page in a what you see is what you get format. We'll continue this in the next lesson.